Introduction. Documentation as your first line of defense. As we conclude Chapter 4, we bring everything together into one of the most important aspects of compliance: transaction file management and record retention. In Arizona real estate, if it is not documented, it did not happen. Every disclosure, agreement, communication, and decision must be properly maintained in the transaction file. This is not just a best practice, it is a legal requirement. Under ARES Section 32 to 2151.01, brokers are required to retain all transaction records for a specified period and ensure they are accessible for review. In commercial real estate, where transactions are complex and often involve multiple parties, strong file management is critical to protecting the agent, the broker, and the client. What must be included in the transaction file? A complete transaction file should contain all documents related to the transaction from start to finish. This includes agency disclosures such as the REID form, employment agreements, compensation disclosures, purchase contracts or lease agreements, addenda, correspondence, and any supporting documentation. In commercial real estate, files may also include financial statements, rent rolls, environmental reports, and due diligence materials. The goal is to create a clear and complete record of the transaction that demonstrates compliance with Arizona law and provides a timeline of events. The role of documentation in risk management. Documentation is one of the most effective tools for managing risk. In the event of a dispute, complaint, or audit, the transaction file becomes the primary source of evidence. Proper documentation can demonstrate that disclosures were made, agreements were executed, and actions were taken in accordance with the law. Without proper records, it becomes difficult, if not impossible, to defend against claims. In commercial real estate, where transactions often involve significant financial stakes, the importance of thorough documentation cannot be overstated. Broker supervision and file review requirements. Transaction file management is a key component of broker supervision. Under ACR 4-28-1103, designated brokers are required to establish policies and procedures for reviewing and maintaining transaction files. This includes ensuring that all required documents are present, accurate, and completed in a timely manner. Brokers must also ensure that agents are submitting documents within required timeframes, often within 72 hours of execution, as part of brokerage policy. Strong supervision helps ensure compliance and reduces the risk of errors or omissions. Record retention requirements in Arizona under ARES Section 32 to 2151.01. Brokers must retain transaction records for a minimum of 5 years. If a dispute or investigation is ongoing, records must be retained until the matter is resolved, even if that extends beyond the 5-year period. These records must be stored in a manner that allows for prompt retrieval if requested by ADRE. In today's digital environment, many brokerages use electronic storage systems, but the same rules apply. Records must be complete, secure, and accessible. Electronic records and compliance. The use of electronic transaction management systems has become standard in the real estate industry. Platforms such as SkySlope and other document management systems allow agents and brokers to store and organize files digitally. Arizona recognizes electronic records as valid, provided they are properly maintained and accessible. However, agents must ensure that all documents are uploaded, organized, and complete. Missing or incomplete electronic files can create the same compliance issues as missing paper files. Common file management mistakes. One of the most common mistakes agents make is failing to upload documents in a timely manner. Late or missing documents can create compliance issues and increase the risk of disciplinary action. Another common issue is incomplete files, where key documents such as disclosures or agreements are missing. In commercial real estate, where transactions can involve multiple stages and extended timelines, it is especially important to stay organized and ensure that all documents are properly recorded throughout the process. Real-world application. Commercial scenario. Consider a commercial transaction where a broker is audited by ADRE. The auditor requests the transaction file, including agency disclosures, employment agreements, and compensation disclosures. If the broker has maintained a complete and organized file, the audit proceeds smoothly. However, if documents are missing or incomplete, the broker may face fines or disciplinary action. This scenario highlights the importance of maintaining accurate and complete records at all times. Bringing it all together, closing Chapter 4 Transaction File Management is where all aspects of agency, disclosure, and compliance come together. It is the final step in ensuring that every part of the transaction has been handled properly and documented accordingly. In commercial real estate, where transactions are complex and high value, strong file management practices are essential. By maintaining complete, accurate, and organized records, agents and brokers can protect themselves, their clients, and their business. This concludes Chapter 4, where we have built a comprehensive understanding of agency disclosure and documentation requirements in Arizona commercial real estate. As we move forward, we will begin applying these principles to real-world transaction scenarios and advanced commercial practices. Online discussion. Why is transaction file management critical in real estate? Answer. It provides documentation of compliance, protects against disputes, and ensures readiness for audits. What is the required record retention period in Arizona? Answer. A minimum of 5 years or longer if a dispute is ongoing. How do electronic systems impact compliance? Answer. They improve organization and accessibility, but still require complete and accurate document management.